Hi everyone, welcome to Deep Forest Raceway and welcome to this engine swap video. So just quickly, this is how it's going to work. It's going to be a stock car with a fast lap, a tuned stock car, then we're going to do an engine swap and we'll see how fast that car is then, and then we'll fully load that car up and we'll see how fast we can get it to go overall. And then that way we know whether the engine swap is worth it or not, and whether you should be spending your much needed credits on doing an engine swap like I'm about to do now. So what we'll do is, first up today is the BMW M3. It's the first BMW we've done for the channel and we're going to be doing it here. It's very much the most requested car I've had recently, and it is one that I love driving in real life when I had the chance. So now it's great to be able to do it on the game. So this is the BMW M3 from 2003. It's pushing 340 brake horsepower and it's just over 1.5 ton of weight. So we're going to throw it around Deep Forest Raceway, which is a great little track just to see what it's like handling around corners. There's a couple of long straights and it's got a couple of good braking zones as well, and we can just see what it's like and gauge a good feel for this car. So let's get straight into it and let's see what it's like. I haven't driven this car before, I want it, and it's just a case of, right, let's see what it's like. So here we go into this one. So you can see top of the list is that Subaru Impreza. Now that is with the Porsche engine swap from the 911. And that's going to take some beating, but let's see what we can get it to do, eh? Let's get into this one. Right, here we go, let's get into it. So, as I say, we've got over 300 horsepower with this. I'm just worried about the grip levels and the fact it's got all that power rear wheel drive. And it's got sports hard tyres on, which, after the recent update, don't seem to be as good as they were beforehand. So I don't know whether that's just me and something I've picked up on, but you know, especially when you're doing tunes for Tokyo, for example, the tyres just seem to be far worse. So I don't know what is going on there. What I don't want is for this car to suddenly start trying to step out and get away from me, just because it's got, as I say, over that 300 brake horsepower to those rear wheels. Come on, try and keep it together. You can feel it in the steering that it just wants to get away. Oh, and there. Hopefully I've not lost too much time because it's only a little short section where you bottom power down. I am worried about this bit. Come on. So braking wise, actually it's not too bad. It just keeps going to step out. So as you put your foot down, it's not even as though you're doing it on a crazy angle. It's just as soon as you put your foot down, it goes okay. And if the car's not pointed straight or almost straight, it doesn't want to know any of it. So coming up to the end of this lap now. Start braking now, make sure we can hit that apex hard on the brakes. So be a bit careful with this one then, is what I found on this lap. So that's a bit strange. It's not, you know, it's not pulling up trees, this thing, is it? With its lap time. It's going to be what, 145 is it? 142, 43, 44. So there we go, a completely stock BMW M3, and that's what we've got, a 146,048. So what we're going to do now is going to go straight to tuning shop, and we're going to put everything we can on it, and then we're going to dial that up, and we're going to see how fast we can get that to go. And then what we'll do then is we'll do the engine swap, and we'll see how fast that can go. And that's what we're going to do. So let's get into it now. Let's follow me to the tuning shop, and we'll get this thing sorted out. So now we're at the tuning shop, let's see everything we can get to make this car faster than it is now. It's not that slow overall if you think about it. It just needs something to help it better with the power output and managing that power, because as soon as you put your foot down, it wants to step out. So there's a lot of things we can get from here that will help. We can also go to GT Auto and maybe put a body kit on. That will definitely help with the downforce, because as you're coming up some of the lips, it's just wanting to just veer off, because the steering just goes so light and there's just nothing there. So we'll probably do that as well. So as you can see, it's over a 3 litre engine, and like I say, 340 brake horsepower, 1.5 tons of weight. We need to shave some weight, give it more power, and we need to dial it in and get this sorted out. So this is from the used car lot, so that's why it's got nearly 4,500 miles. Don't let that fool you, this thing is phenomenal as it is. So let's get into it now. So first thing is we're going to get weight reduction stage 1. So that's the first thing that we're going to get from there. And then what we'll do is we'll leave those sport tyres where they are because they're absolutely naff. Right, bore up, we want that. High lift camshaft. High compression pistons. I mean, you can see the cost is going to mount up on this build, but I am pretty sure it's going to be worth it. Now, power restrictor and a ballast, I'm going to get them because I will dial this thing down ready for you to use at either Le Mans, Tokyo, or wherever I can get the tune for. Can't stick a turbocharger on it, it's a bit of a pain. Fully customizable LSD, weight reduction stage 3, and increase the body rigidity. So already we're flying up there, and we shaved, look at that, shaved plenty of weight off, nearly 400 kilos. Racing, engine balance tuning, polish ports, racing air filter, racing silencer. It's going to sound immense, isn't it? Racing exhaust manifold, not that it needed it, it already sounded brilliant in my opinion. Slotted discs, brake balance controller, yeah, because then that means we can put all that braking power to the rear, and then that leaves the front just to steer. Then that's going to be a lot easier for us. Right, so we get racing soft tyres because we're going to throw it around. If I need to get other tyres, I'll go through that in the 700 pp build because it's definitely getting that done. Looking at where the PP is now. You know, those performance points, if you didn't know what that meant. I'll probably get the carbon brakes just in case. Right, so this thing is already looking pretty good. But just to bear in mind, when you do an engine swap, all you're going to lose are these parts, anything to do with the engine. So now we're back at Deep Forest Raceway after visiting the tuning shop. So the couple of changes I've made is I've added the racing soft tyres to the car. I've increased the anti-roll bar to stop it wanting to just sway as you turn into the corners because it was killing it trying to get around that lap. And I am going to put the brake balance all the way to 5 because those rear wheels and 500 brake horsepower, they're going to need some stopping, so definitely going onto there. Now it's just over 1100 kilos, so we've shifted a hell of a lot of weight from this car, but it still wants to kick you in the rear and step out on you. So instead of it trying to give us a hiding, we're trying to keep it in check. Now I know I could take this and do a brilliant build because it is just over 700 pp, and I know I could make something that you will win easily at Le Mans. But that isn't why we're here, is it? We're here to see whether doing that engine swap is worth it. Is it worth you spending your time and hard-earned credits on doing this engine swap? Is it going to give you a better time? It's going to give you a better car. Because if it's not worth it. But if it is, damn sure is worth it, isn't it? Let's get into it and let's find out. Let's throw this round now and let's see what kind of lap we can get from it. So here we go, into this one. So you can see I've dropped that brake balance all the way up to 5 on those rear wheels. Slow round that corner because I want to give it the best run I can to that line. It's already hitting 150, 160. Come on, 170. Are we going to get 180 at the line? Nearly. Right, hard on the brakes there, need to slam on. So this thing is already so much more controlled just with the couple of changes that we've made. So it's only a couple of changes that you really need to make on a car to help you control it more. One is definitely stiffening those sway bars or anti-roll bars. And the other thing is obviously changing the tyres. Now a lot of things come down to the way you drive as well, so don't just throw these things into corners and hope they'll stick. You need to adjust your throttle, how much power you put down, and I know it all sounds pretty basic, and I know a lot of you know what to do, but a lot of people send me emails asking why. Well, that's why. There's a reason why me and so many other people are saying do the basics right. Now I am coming back from an injury, I get that, but I've still got some lap times left in me where, you know, I'm still trying to get quicker and quicker. Don't ever give up. That's the main thing. You're struggling at anything, whether it's a weekly race, you know, a challenge, even the Red Bull X 2019 event on the cafe books. Don't give up. Just keep trying. you will get there, and it'll make you a better racer for it. This thing around this track, it's been so easy to drive. We made a couple of changes, and look at the time it's coming in at. Come on, come on! So that was probably one of the easiest laps I've ever done around this circuit, and in this car that we've done a few simple changes to. So although we went to the tuning shop and we threw everything at it, I made a couple of simple tweaks on that setting sheet. Now I didn't touch the gear ratios at all. All I changed was the anti-roll bar, putting racing soft tyres on, and all that power for the brakes to the rear. That was it. That was the only changes I made. I didn't change the ride height, I didn't change the compression or expansion of the suspension, nothing. That was all I changed. And already you could see that was a far more drivable car, and it was far faster and far more enjoyable as well. So this thing did a 1:28.538. That's a really fast time considering where it was beforehand. And what we'll do now is we'll go through the process of an engine swap, and we'll see what that brings as well and what we can do with that. So let's just have a quick reminder of where we're at. So you can see the bottom a 1:46.048. Yes, it was on sports hard tyres. Yes, it was a bog standard car. But then you move right the way up to 6th, and it was a 1:28.5. So already this thing is nearly 20 seconds faster. You know, to be that fast from a few simple changes and tweaks, I think that's absolutely brilliant. Now, what is this thing going to do when we do an engine swap? It's going to be faster again. I hope. I really do hope that it pushes the limit to this car to the point where we can go, right, this thing's ready to start beating, Group 3 cars. Because that is how good this car feels when you're driving it. It's solid, stable, nimble, and it's not let me down. So let's get into that one. Let's go to GT Auto, let's do the engine swap, and let's see what this thing can do for us then. So for those of you that didn't know, you need to come to GT Auto to do your engine swap. You can do it in your garage, you can do it there, that's a different option. Me personally, I prefer to come to GT Auto because I just think it's a great way to just double check. You don't want to lose all your parts for the engine specifically. And sometimes when you click on it, you've got several options of engines that you can choose from. So with this car, the M3, you just go to car maintenance and service, and on the bottom right you'll see it says engine swap. Now the engine swap is going to cost 325,000 credits as it is. So it's a fair chunk of change to be thrown at a car, but the engine that's going in is, if you have a look, it's actually for the Z4 engine. So it's going to be a higher displacement. The weight's going to go up only by about, 53 kilos, so not much. Max power goes up, max torque goes up, power to weight ratio, comes down. So it's a bit of a difference, but hear me out. This thing is going to be phenomenal. I assure you it's going to be phenomenal. So let's chuck this engine in and you'll see what happens. So it's just this. It says engine swaps. You can't do certain events. Your engine will be stripped of your parts and whatever you've put in. So install. You're going to lose all your parts for your engine. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, because I'm doing this for you to make sure that you know, is this worth it? So done. Plus, I can afford to do it at this point in the game. So out with the old, in with the new, and that is it. Let's go back to Deep Forest Raceway. Simple as that. And let's see how fast it goes now the way it is. I'm not going to change anything. Just going to see how fast it can go. So let's go. Right, you lovely lot, we're back. So this is a 1:28.538. That is a fully tuned BMW M3 Coupe. And that's everything on it. No aero, because we've not been to GT Auto for the aero, but we've just been right now for the engine swap. So you can see it's 522 brake horsepower, just over 1200 kilos now, and just under 700 performance points. So let's see how fast this thing can go around here and how close that benchmark is to either the 1:28.5 that we've set or that lowly time we set with the stock car. Surely it's got to be near the 1:28.5. I'm hoping it is, but who knows at this point. So let's get into it and let's see how fast it is. So here we go. No traction control and the brake balance is up to 5. I'm going to keep it in second around this. So we have the racing soft tyres on. So I wouldn't say it's a disadvantage because everything else is still on there. It's just the engine parts that have been removed. And obviously now we have the Z4 engine, which just wants to absolutely nail it. Sounds brilliant on the downshift. Come on, try and open it up as quick as we can. That's it. It's gone very light as we come over the top of that crest. I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel like it's going to be quick because it keeps trying to step out. Come on, let's keep it together. That's it. A little bit then. Has it got the power on this back straight to save itself? Come on. Don't think this is going to be as quick as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be pretty close to the fully tuned version. Then again, we have to see what it's like now around here. It went to step out. Oh, actually it could be close. It could be very close actually. Pulled it back on that back straight, hasn't it? It's going to do it in. So there you have it. That's just done it in a 128.215. So that just goes to show that just doing the engine swap the way it is, if we just go quickly now to there, you can see it's not too far off. That's so close. I mean, to being behind that fast time that we'd already set. So you can see, I mean, look, it's what, 0.3, what's that, 0.323 faster of a second. It didn't feel it. It wanted to step out. So now what we do is we just go to the tuning shop, put those little bits back on, and then we can go to the setting sheet, dial it back in again, and then we'll see how fast that'll go, because that's got so much to give. I mean, where's that put it there? 6th. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was in the top 2, 3. I wonder if that could do a sub 1 minute 20 round here, because it's fast. It just needs that little bit of control, because as you're putting your foot down, you feel it. The back's just trying to get away from you a bit, and it's just trying to sort that out. So let's jump back to the tuning shop now. Let's throw some more money at it and let's see what we can get it to do. So here we are, we're back at the tuning shop, and as you can see it's a V-Type 8-cylinder engine now from that Z4, and it says it all on the right hand side. So this thing is absolutely phenomenal to drive. It didn't feel like it was that fast, but clearly it was. So what we need to do now is just make sure we can stop it from stepping out, because as soon as you put your foot down, that rear wants to kick out, and we just need to get that sorted. So let's have a little look here and let's see what we need to. Everything stays as it is on that page. Club Sports, we don't need anything from there. We've got all that purchase ready to go. Now look at that. High RPM turbocharger. I think that would be brilliant. So let's throw that on. Look at that, now it goes to turbocharged. Amazing. Under racing, anything else we can grab from there? Alright, so the racing silencer stayed. I thought that would have gone, so apologies for that. Getting that wrong. But everything else stayed the way it was. Under extreme, everything's the way it was. And under ultimate, that's it. So the only thing we could really get was that high RPM turbocharger. It's a bit strange that that's the only thing you can get, but hey ho, it's pushed it to just under 790 brake horsepower. Who am I to complain? So I've come to GT Auto because I want to give this car the best possible chance beating the lap times that have been set, and not only by a little margin, the best margin we can. So it's going to need a bit of downforce, because as I'm coming up the lip, you can just feel the front wheels go to get away, and I want that stability, and the rear downforce as well. I mean, those rear tyres, they need a little bit extra as well, just to make sure that it's pushing it into the ground, especially when we're going through the little tight turns under the tunnels. You just want to make sure you've got the best chance possible. So car customization, choose a stellar set of wheels. I like a set of these BBS wheels, so I'm going to throw them on. I've already got them here at the bottom. It's these ones. I just think they look nice. So the REV70s, I think what we'll do is we'll go for we'll keep it on the 18-inch standard side, but we'll go for wide on the rim width and wide on the offset. And that's just going to give us that bigger contact patch then, isn't it? So let's do that. Custom parts for the front, I think we'll go for Type B. Side, Type A. Rear, Type A, that diffuser, that's what you need. And the rear wing, oh, it just reminded me of Need for Speed Most Wanted, that wing. That's what it reminds me of. And then what I normally do, if I just do this, and then I can choose then whether I want it to be low, high, or like that. I tell you what, let's go all out. Let's make it look insane. We go for that one. Yeah. It's only 2,000 credits, isn't it? We'll make it look like that. There we go. So racing items, you got your bonnet pin, your tail hook, and your roll cage. Now I've put in roll cage Type C, and the reason for that is because on some builds it makes a difference. Not on everyone, but on some. And if there's a chance it'll make a difference, why wouldn't you put it in? So I've done that. That's thrown in there. You can see Type B, Type A, but I've gone for roll cage Type C just because it covers all the bases and the crossbars. I think that'd be great. Right, GT Auto, so light bulb, I'm going to go for the super cool LEDs, number plate. You know, I don't really want it on the front. I don't want to give it any chances than it needs to. Yeah, I'll go for Type B. That's how the number plates are here in the UK. Caliper colour, I'm going to go for the lime green just to offset the grey. Stand out a little bit. Now there's plenty of liveries. You click on load style, content search again, and you have all these. And look, like I just said, that Need for Speed one, I mean that was one of those cars I loved growing up. And the Feeler M3 race car, I used to love that as well. I used to have that as a oh, what's it called now? Scale Electric. I had it on one of them. What a car. But you can see, look, all these people go through all these and they make some amazing liveries. So pick one that you like, throw it on, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a livery, see you at the track, and we'll see what lap we can do. Let's go. So here we are, we're back at Deep Forest Raceway. You can see at the top of the screen, done a great British Touring Car Championship livery on this car. It's one I remember from when I was younger. This thing's pushing just under 790 brake horsepower, just over 1,200 kilos. The performance point is at 775.14. So this car's improved drastically since we've done the change. Now this time I've done a tune, and this is just about seeing how fast we can get it. Still a little bit to do on it, but already I'm hoping this is going to be one of those that's going to get us right to the top of this timesheet. So you can see there the best time so far is a 1:19.7 from that Subaru that had over 1,000 horsepower. It was insane. The TVR Tuscan, over 1,000 horsepower, that was insane. And the Alfa Romeo with that Ferrari 458 engine again. Honestly, what a car. This is BMW's chance now. So it's done a 1:28.2. Now it's time to see what it can do. Right, let's go. Let's see what all that work gives. So here we go. Let's see if all that work has been worth it. We've done a stock car. We've tuned that stock car to see what happens. Then we've done the engine swap. And the result has come down to this. How fast is it? Come on. So we're at 200, just under the bridge. Get it stopped just in time. Still wants to try and step out a little bit. To be fair, you know, just under 800 brake horsepower to the rear wheels. You wouldn't be too surprised now, would you? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Spent a lot of time on this so far. Just down gearing then, just to help slow it down. Come on, turn in, go, 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 go. Power, 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 come on. There it is. How quick it ramps through those gears. Look at that. This thing must want it more than me. Just kept it. Well, it's not going to beat the 119. But how close can we get it to the others? Come on. And there you have it, a 1:23.207. Let's see where that puts us on that leaderboard now. Second, so second place isn't bad. I'm really happy with that. I think that step up from a 1:28.2 to a 1:23.2, and all we added was a turbocharger. I think that's brilliant. 5 seconds. I mean, we did dial it in a little bit as well. I'm going to just fettle that tune just to get it just right. There's a couple of times there where I was a bit worried about putting my foot all the way down because I didn't want to spin out. But you can see, look at that, a 1:23.2 and a 1:23.297 on that TVR Tuscan. So it's sandwiched between 1,000 horsepower, and this thing's got just under 800. So a phenomenal build, phenomenal car, and I definitely think that's worth the money. From where we began to where we are now, what an absolute car that is. So go and enjoy that one. Tell me what you think, and the tune for it is either the next video if you've not seen it, or go back on the channel and it'll be ready for you now. So you take care, and I'll see you on the next one.